Welcome to St. Augustine, Florida, home to the oldest masonry fort in the U.S., Castillo de San Marcos. Standing strong for over 350 years, this historic landmark is a must-see. Join me as we uncover its fascinating history, explore its unique architecture, and share the best tips for your visit. Before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support my channel. It helps me bring you more amazing travel content. Stick around until the end for must-know tips to make your visit unforgettable. Built by the Spanish in 1672, Castillo de San Marcos was designed to protect their Florida colony during a time when European powers fought for control of the Americas. What makes this fort unique? It's made of coquina, a rare limestone formed from compressed shells. Unlike traditional stone, coquina absorbs cannon fire, making the fort nearly indestructible. Over the centuries, the fort changed hands multiple times, from the Spanish to the British, back to Spain, and finally to the US in 1821. It served as a military post, prison, and even a refuge during attacks. Fun fact, did you know the fort was never taken by force? Its unique construction and strategic location made it nearly impossible to conquer. During the British occupation in the 18th century, the fort was renamed Fort St. Mark. It played a key role in the American Revolution, serving as a base for British operations in the South. When Spain regained control in 1784, they made improvements to the fort, including adding a new powder magazine and repairing the walls. In 1821, Florida became part of the United States, and the fort was renamed Fort Marion. It was used as a military prison during the Seminole Wars, and later during the Civil War. Today, it's a national monument and a top attraction for history, buffs and travelers alike. As you walk through Castillo de San Marcos, you'll see original stone walls, guard towers, and well-preserved cannons. The main courtyard is surrounded by rooms that once housed soldiers, weapons, and even prisoners. Some highlights include the chapel, a small but significant space where soldiers prayed before battle. The powder magazine, where gunpowder was stored, with thick walls designed to contain explosions. The prison cells, where the fort served as a prison during the Seminole Wars. Inside, exhibits showcase artifacts, maps, and displays about colonial Florida. Many rooms have been restored to their original condition, giving you a glimpse into life centuries ago. Don't miss the upper level for breathtaking views of the Matanzas River and St. Augustine. This is where soldiers stood guard, watching for incoming ships. Pro tip: visit during sunset for stunning views and fewer crowds. The fort's architecture is a marvel of engineering. The star-shaped design allowed defenders to fire cannons in multiple directions, making it a formidable stronghold. Take your time exploring the nooks and crannies. Each corner tells a story of the people who lived, worked, and fought here. Here are some top tips for visiting. Arrive early to beat the crowds and get the best photos. Wear comfortable shoes. The fort has uneven floors, narrow passageways, and steep stairs. Bring water and sun protection. St. Augustine gets hot, and much of the fort is outdoors with limited shade. More tips to enhance your visit. Check out ranger programs, guided tours, and cannon firings. Bring the fort's history to life. Explore the area after the fort. Stroll along the bayfront, visit St. George Street, or check out the Pirate and Treasure Museum. Bonus tip: if you're visiting with kids, ask about the Junior Ranger program. It's a fun way for them to learn about history. Did you know that Castillo de San Marcos was built by enslaved laborers and skilled Spanish craftsmen? The construction took over 23 years to complete, and the fort's coquina walls were quarried from nearby Anastasia Island. Another fascinating fact: during the Civil War, the fort was used as a prison for Native Americans, including members of the Seminole tribe. Many of their stories are preserved in the fort's exhibits, offering a poignant look at this chapter of American history. St. Augustine was a prime target for pirates during the 17th and 18th centuries. Castillo de San Marcos played a crucial role in defending the city from pirate attacks. One of the most famous pirates to threaten St. Augustine was Robert Searles, also known as Captain Davis. In 1668, he attacked the city, prompting the Spanish to build the fort as a defense. Fun fact: the fort's cannons were so effective that pirates often avoided St. Augustine altogether, opting for easier targets along the coast. The star-shaped design of Castillo de San Marcos wasn't just for show. It was a strategic masterpiece. The shape allowed defenders to fire cannons in multiple directions, making it nearly impossible for attackers to approach unseen. The fort's walls are 33 feet high and 12 feet thick at the base, tapering to 7 feet at the top. This design made it resistant to cannon fire and allowed soldiers to move quickly between defense points. Pro tip: look for the sentry boxes or garritas bar on the corners of the fort. These small, dome-shaped structures were used by guards to watch for approaching enemies. Castillo de San Marcos is said to be one of the most haunted places in Florida. Visitors and staff have reported strange noises, shadowy figures, and even the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty halls. One popular legend tells of a soldier who fell in love with a local woman. When he was transferred to another post, he promised to return but never did. It's said that her ghost still waits for him near the fort's entrance. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the fort's eerie atmosphere adds an extra layer of intrigue to your visit. Castillo de San Marcos isn't just a historic site, it's a symbol of St. Augustine's resilience. The fort protected the city from invasions, natural disasters, and even pirate attacks, ensuring its survival as the oldest, continuously inhabited European settlement in the U.S. Today, the fort is a cornerstone of St. Augustine's tourism industry, drawing millions of visitors each year. Its presence has helped preserve the city's historic charm and cultural heritage. When I visited Castillo de San Marcos, I was struck by how well preserved it is. Walking through the same halls and standing on the same walls as soldiers did centuries ago felt like stepping back in time. If you're planning a visit, I highly recommend taking a guided tour. The park rangers are incredibly knowledgeable and bring the fort's history to life with their stories and demonstrations. And don't forget to explore the surrounding area. St. Augustine is full of history, charm, and hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Castillo de San Marcos wasn't just a fort, it was a military stronghold designed to outlast sieges and attacks. The Spanish engineers who built it incorporated several clever features to ensure its survival. For example, the fort's water supply came from a rainwater collection system that funneled water into a large cistern. This allowed soldiers to withstand long sieges without running out of fresh water. Another strategic feature was the moat. While it wasn't always filled with water, it served as a defensive barrier, making it harder for enemies to approach the walls. Fun fact, the fort's design was so effective that it inspired other military structures throughout the Americas. During the Seminole Wars in the 19th century, Castillo de San Marcos was used as a prison for Native American captives, including members of the Seminole tribe. Many of these prisoners were held in the fort's dark, cramped cells. One of the most famous prisoners was Osceola, a Seminole leader who was captured under a flag of truce. His imprisonment sparked outrage and became a symbol of the injustices faced by Native Americans during this time. Today, the fort's exhibits include artifacts and stories from this period, offering a sobering reminder of this chapter in American history. One of the most exciting experiences at Castillo de San Marcos is the cannon firings. On select days, park rangers demonstrate how the fort's cannons were loaded and fired, complete with loud booms and smoke. These demonstrations give visitors a glimpse into the fort's military past and the skills required to operate such powerful weapons. Pro tip, check the fort's schedule before your visit to make sure you don't miss this unforgettable experience. Over the years, Castillo de San Marcos has undergone several restoration projects to preserve its historic integrity. The National Park Service has worked tirelessly to repair the Coquina walls, restore the cannons, and maintain the fort's original features. One of the biggest challenges is protecting the fort from the elements. The Coquina stone, while durable, is susceptible to erosion from wind, rain, and salt water. Fun fact, the fort's preservation efforts are funded in part by visitor fees, so your ticket purchase helps keep this historic site alive for future generations. Castillo de San Marcos isn't just a place to look at history, it's a place to experience it. The fort offers several interactive experiences, including in your ranger program. Kids can complete activities to earn a badge and learn about the fort's history in a fun, hands-on way. On guided tours, park rangers lead informative tours that dive deep into the fort's history and architecture. Living history demonstrations. Watch reenactors bring the past to life with demonstrations of colonial life, military drills, and more. After exploring the fort, take some time to wander through St. Augustine's historic district. This area is filled with charming cobblestone streets, historic buildings, and unique shops. Don't miss St. George Street, a pedestrian-only thoroughfare lined with restaurants, boutiques, and museums. It's the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or pick up a souvenir. If you have extra time, consider visiting these nearby attractions. The Pirate and Treasure Museum. Learn about the golden age of piracy and see real pirate artifacts. The Lightner Museum, housed in a former hotel, featuring stunning Gilded Age collections. The St. Augustine Lighthouse. Climb to the top for panoramic views of the city and coastline. That's it for our tour of Castillo de San Marcos. Have you visited this historic fort? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support my channel. Your support helps me create more travel content for you. Keep your duffel bag packed. You never know where your next adventure will take you. Until next time, happy travels.